How do we know if we should go to war? How do we know if we should continue the ceasefire, right? What should the terms be? They're extraordinarily difficult questions. Um, I think, right, that tremendous difficulty of not knowing of how much depends on these decisions actually explains something, right, a fascinating kind of counterintuitive use of the Urim Vitumim. Right, this in Parshas Tetzaveh, we read of the priestly garments, the big day kahuna, um, right? And on the Kohen Gadol's breastplate, we find, let's get to that pasuk, but we see in Perek Chavchet, V'natata el choshen hamishpat ta'urim v'tatumim. You put on the choshen, on the breastplate, the urim v'tumim. V'hayu alei v'aharon v'vo lifnei Hashem. It'll be on Aaron's heart. Right? V'nasa Aharon et mishpat b'nei Yisrael alibo lifnei Hashem tamid. Right? And Aaron will carry the judgment of the Jewish people on his heart before Hashem. Right? That almost sounds like the judgment, mishpat, is right, like going to court. Except when you look in the Chumash, you actually find that that's not what they use the Urim and Tumim for. Right? When it comes to court cases, this is what we'll see. I guess we'll get to Parshas to Sefer Devarim in a while. But there we read Ki Palem Imcha Davar LaMishpat, right? When something is wondrous to you in judgment, in Dam Ledam, Din Ledin, whether it relates to blood or judge or nega, right? Divrei rivot be'ashe'arecha, you're having a fight in your, in your gates. V'kam ta'alita l'makom asher Hashem Elokecha. You go up to the place Hashem is going to choose. Uvate al hakohanim ba'al-v'yim ba'al-shofet ha'yim mahem. Right, and you go to the Kohanim and Leviim who will be at that time. They will learn and they will tell you what the judgment is. They're not going to use the Urim Vitumim to ask God to determine what the judgment is. They are Vidarashta, right? They're going to examine it. They're going to look into it, delve into it, and then they're going to tell you what the halacha is. If that's not the mishpat, which the Urim Vitumim is used for, then what is it? So that we find it in the 27th chapter of Bamidbar, right? V'lifnei Elazar Kohen Ya'amod, b'sha'alo b'mishpat ha'urim lifnei Hashem, right? You stand before Elazar the Kohen and you ask him the mishpat of the Urim before Hashem, al pi v'yetzu ve'al pi v'yavo'u, hu v'chol Yisrael ito v'chol ha'eta. Right, you'll go out, you'll come in. It's in the context of war. Right? Do you go out to war? Do you not go out to war? Right? When are you moving? When are you traveling? That is the providence of the Urim and the Tumim. Right? What I think is fascinating then is in the realm of God, right? In law, in halacha, in how to act, right? What the halacha is, we don't use the Urim and Tumim. There, we have to figure it out. Man has to figure out what to do in the realm of God. But when it comes to right, what seems to be the realm of man, right? If we're talking about war, right? Victory, enemies, what's happening in this world between people, there we go and look at the Urim, right? We request the Urim and the Tumim. We request advice from Hashem. Again, counterintuitive. In the human realm, we ask for God's advice. In God's realm, we do not. We ask for humans' advice. Right? That tells you two very important things. Number one, again, the famous story of the Tanur of Achnai, the famous oven, which the rabbis decided was pure. They disregarded all the miracles, even the heavenly voice. In terms of halacha, it is given to us to figure out. That's point number one. But point number two, right, the more important point, at least for today, is the wars of human beings, number one, are not just in the human realm, but clearly in the divine realm as well. And that is an area where we crave almost divine input because the decisions are so difficult. It's hard to know. So many people involved. The outcomes affect the people, the world, the country, right? So much is at stake, right? That at that point, we need HaKadosh Baruch Hu's input. And short of that, we do the best that we can, right? The government of Israel has government here, right? Very difficult decisions, incredibly difficult decisions. And without the Urim and Tumim, they have to do the best that they can. And we hope that they make the right choices. We hope that we see peace. With that, I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.